So I'm in Llandudno Mart this Wednesday morning. It's been a very wet 24 hours, and obviously sheep coming in are wet, and that means they're weighing heavier than their meat content, as it were, so because all the water's in their fleece. But today prices are ripping here. Glad to see it, glad to say it, and we're getting good prices on lambs that are not in the best place on the grid for weight and conformation. And that's, I think, because in here today there are seven buyers in this small market town mart, and they are creating a demand. There's a good demand on the sheep here today. What we've got here is that people are looking for what's on offer, and it's paying off, it's reaping dividends. And the fact is, there's a parallel there in church life and in spiritual life. Where there's a demand, where there's a hunger to be met, then there are benefits to that, and significant benefits too. Benefits in terms of the growth, benefits in terms of how much people profit in that situation, because we're going for it, we're demanding it, we're seeking it, we're giving it some in terms of reaching out to God and benefiting from the food that's on offer in His Word, and in the fellowship with His people, and in prayer together in fellowship also then with Him. In the Sermon on the Mount in Matthew 5 and verse 6, Jesus says, "Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled." Now, as the wind howls around here and the leaves are blowing in through the open door and the rain hammers down on the roof, there's two things to say about that verse. Firstly, hunger and thirst for righteousness is something that Jesus is commending. It's something He wants us to cultivate in ourselves. So, play that up in your life. Hungering and thirsting for righteousness. Yeah, do it. It's a do it thing, And the second thing is this. Righteousness is not, in the Bible, in the New Testament, conceived quite exactly as you might think. A lot of the people you'll find sitting in these seats around here, around the ring, as the cattle come through this part and are sold. A lot of the people that you'll then find over on the sheep side over there, where the sheep are being sold now, as we're currently filming this, they'd think of righteousness as being a good lad or being a good lass. They'd think of it in terms of what we do for ourselves. And the New Testament is very clear. It's not by obeying the works of the law, the rule book, that we're saved, but by the righteousness of Christ being transferred to our bankrupt account and bailing us out, putting us right with God. So the message here today in this word for the week is pretty clear. It is in hungering and thirsting that profit is found. Hungering and thirsting for the righteousness that comes from Christ, and feeding on Him and His Word, that satisfaction then comes, profit is gained. There's my word for the week. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. The imputed, put on your name against your account, righteousness of Christ. Hope that's of encouragement this week, and I hope it benefits somebody out there. Have a great week.